Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning to all of you. Today we are going to learn simple past tense. Okay, and our focus today is irregular verbs. Okay, before we begin the lesson, let's take a look at the objective and the success criteria for our lesson today. Okay, at the end of the lesson, pupils will be able to listen and understand the use of irregular verbs. And number two is answer the questions on the irregular verbs. Okay, and then the success criteria for our lesson are number one, pupils watch the YouTube video, pupils understand the lesson, pupils do the simple exercise on the topic, and then the last one is pupils write and answer questions in the exercise book. Okay, this is okay. What is simple past tense? Okay, simple past tense is used to describe something that has already happened. Okay, something that has happened in the past. Okay, for example, last Tuesday, yesterday, last week, last month, etc. Okay, it is usually used to tell a story. Okay, simple past tense means something that has happened. Okay, sesuatu yang dah berlaku. Okay, this is just for a recap or the revision of the simple past tense that we have learned before. Okay, we have learned about the simple past tense for regular verbs. Okay, there are three rules for simple past regular verbs. Okay, the rules are we have to add d or ied or ed at the end of the words. Okay, the examples are below. The past tense form for create, okay, is created, where we add d at the end of the word create. Okay, the past tense for dry is dried, where we remove the letter y and add ied. And then this is another form of regular verbs where we add ed at the end. For example, the verb wash, where when we turn it into past tense, it becomes washed. Okay, washed with ed at the back. Okay, today our focus is the simple past irregular verbs. Okay, we are going to learn about irregular verbs today. Okay, there are two rules for irregular verbs. Okay, number one is change the spelling of the verbs, and then number two is no change in the spelling of the verbs. Okay, the irregular verbs is quite tricky because you may find it is difficult to change it, to change those types of verb to past tense form to compare with the regular verbs. That's why it is called irregular verbs. Okay, kata kerja yang luar biasa, yang tak biasa, yang luar biasa. Okay, like I said just now, there are two rules for simple past tense for irregular verbs. Okay, the first one is the rule number one is change the spelling of the verbs, and then rule number two is no change in the spelling of the verbs. Okay, for today's lesson, okay, I will read a few words, then I want you to listen carefully to what I'm going to say, and I want you to repeat after me. Can you do that, class? All right. Okay, number one, rule number one. Okay, I said to you just now. Rule number one is change the spelling of the verbs. Okay, ejaan kata kerja ni akan berubah daripada present tense kepada past tense. Okay, for example, number one. Okay, the word right. Okay, the word right falls under rule number one, which is change the spelling of the verb. Okay, so if you want to change the word right into past tense, the answer is, okay, what is the answer, class? Okay, the answer is wrote. Okay, repeat after me, class. I want you to listen to what I'm saying, then I want you to repeat after me. Okay, wrote. Okay, repeat after me. Wrote. Okay, good. Next, okay, the second example is drink. Okay, the word drink also falls under rule number one, where the change in the spelling of the words occur. Okay, for example, okay, if you want to change the word drink into past tense form, so you have to change the spelling. Okay, so the answer is drank. Okay, drank. Notice the change of the spelling from drink to drank. Okay, you have to listen carefully, class, because this is quite confusing for you. Okay, let's take a look at another example. Okay, look at the girl. Okay, she is singing. Okay, sing. The verb here is sing. The verb sing also falls under rule number one, which is change the spelling of the verb if you want to change into past tense form. Okay, so what is the past tense form for sing? Good. Okay, the past tense form for sing is sang. Okay, repeat after me, class. Sang. All right, very good. Okay, next. Okay, this is just for an activity for you based on the rule number one. Okay, let's move on to the activity that is based on rule number one, which is change the spelling of the verbs. Okay, change the verbs into simple past irregular verbs. Okay, remember rule number one, the spelling of the verbs change. Okay, okay, what is the answer for bring? Okay, what is the past tense form for bring? Okay, remember to change the spelling for the past tense form because this verb falls under rule number one. Okay, so what's the answer, class? All right, good. The answer is brought. Okay, brought. Repeat after me, class. Brought. All right, good. Next, the verb buy. Okay, can you guess the answer in past tense form? What is the past tense form for buy? Okay, remember this is still under the rule number one, which is the spelling of the verbs change. Nice. Okay, the verb for the past tense form for buy is bought. Bought. Okay, repeat after me, class. Bought. Okay, good. Next one. Okay, the verb become. Okay, can you change the verb into past tense form? What is the past tense form for become? Okay, great. The answer is became. Okay, became. Okay, repeat after me, guys. Became. Okay, next. Okay, the verb choose. Okay, choose. Okay, you have to change the spelling for the past tense form. So, what is the answer? Okay, good. Okay, the answer is choose. Okay, choose. Okay, next is the word ring. Okay, ring. What is the past tense form for the ring? For ring. Okay, can anyone guess the answer? Nice. The answer is rang. Okay, rang. Repeat after me, class. Rang. Okay, not rang, rang. Okay, and then the last one is right. Okay, so what is the past tense form for right? Very good. The answer is road. Okay, road. Repeat after me, class. Road. Okay, good. Okay, we are done with the first rule of the irregular verbs, where we can see the changes in the spelling. Now we move on to the rule number two. Okay, which is no change in the spelling. For rule number two, it is quite simple because if you want to change the verbs into past tense form, the spelling does not change at all. For example, okay, let's look at the first example here. The word cut. Okay, cut. What is the past tense form for cut? Okay, remember, we are talking about rule number 2, which is no change in the spelling. Okay, ejaan tak berubah untuk yang ni. Rule number 2 ni tak berubah ejaan dia. So, the past tense for cut, okay, is also cut because it falls under rule number 2, which is no change in the spelling. Okay, repeat after me, class. Cut. Cut. Right, good. Next, let's look at the second example. Okay, the word hit. Okay, hit. What is the past tense form for hit? Okay, we are still talking about rule number 2. So, the past tense form for hit is also hit. Okay, good, class. Okay, repeat after me. Hit. Hit. Okay, good. Now we will do some activities on rule number 2. Okay, it's quite simple. One. Okay, change the verbs into simple past irregular verbs. Okay, rule number 2, like I said before, no change in the spelling. So the past tense form for set is also set. Okay, good. Next. Okay, what is the past tense form for shut? Okay, shut. Repeat after me, class. Shut. Okay, the past tense form is also shut. Okay, good. Next. Okay, bet. Okay, repeat after me. Bet. Okay, so what is the past tense form for bet? Nice, very good, class. The past tense form for bet is also bet. Next, cut. Okay, I think you all know because we are still under rule number 2, which is no change in the spelling. So the past tense form for cut is also cut. Okay, good. Next, put. Okay, put. Repeat after me, class. Put. Okay, so what is the past tense form for put? The past tense form for put is also put. Okay, put. Okay, now we move on to another activity. Okay, fill in the blanks with correct answers. Okay, simple past tense. Okay, change the verb in the bracket. Okay, tukar kata kerja dalam kurungan ni kepada past tense. Okay, change the verbs in the bracket to answer the question. Okay, for example, number 1, my brother blank buy a car yesterday. Okay, so what is the past tense form for buy? Okay, we just learned just now what is the past tense form for buy. Okay, good job, class. Okay, the answer is bought. Okay, bought. So the answer is my brother bought a car yesterday. Okay, repeat after me, class. My brother bought a car yesterday. Okay, good. Next, Mira blank set the table before dinner. Okay, what is the past tense form for set? Okay, good job. The answer is also set because it falls under the rule number 2, which is no change in the spelling. Okay, so the answer is Mira set the table before dinner. Okay, very good, class. Next, the girls blank sing a song together. Okay, what is the past tense form for sing? We have learned the past tense form for sing in the lesson just now. Okay, so what is the past tense form for sing? Nice. The past tense form for sing is sang. So the answer is the girls sang a song together. Okay, very good, class. And then the last one, Amir blank become the leader for the group. Okay, one is the past tense form for become. Okay, this one is also in the lesson just now. Kita dah belajar tadi apa past tense form for become. Okay, good job class. The answer is became. Okay, repeat after me. Amir became the leader for the group. Amir became the leader for the group. Okay, I think we are done with the lesson. This is just for a recap. Okay, what we have learned today. We have learned about simple past tense rule for irregular verbs. There are two rules for irregular verbs. Rule number one is change the spellings of the verbs. Okay, for example, speak will change into spoke. Sing will change into sang. And then rule number two is no change on the spelling. Okay, the spelling doesn't change. For example, said, and then the past tense form is also said. The word hit and the past tense for hit is also hit. Okay, I hope that you don't get confused because irregular verbs is a little bit confusing for you. Okay, to compare with the regular verbs. Okay. I think that's all for today's lesson. Thank you for your cooperation and thank you for lending me your ears. Okay, I hope that you can understand today's lesson and do your homework later. Okay, I think that's all from me. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.